Hello everyone, welcome to Scorcher Toys at anymoon.com's transformation guide for Yamato's 1/15 scale Garland toys. Today we are going to take this army color Garland and transform it from bike to bot mode. To begin with, we are going to remove the legs from the side of the bike. So we can go ahead and just swing this out. There are a couple magnets in the back here that are attaching to magnets on the side. So we're just disconnecting that. You can see there's a swing bar right here, and there's a pivot at the leg, which allows us to bring the leg all the way down. And then you can see kind of more of a traditional motorcycle outline there. Now we're going to go ahead and remove our rider figure. We can install him again in just a moment. With him out of the way, we can pop open this back piece here, just a little pressure upward. Then we can take the seat. And you can see behind the seat, there is a little plastic piece here. That's going to be the very back of bot mode. For now, we're going to lift up and pivot it up like so. So there you go, that seat is up. And then that gives us access to this section here, which is the wheel right here. We can apply a little pressure. It's probably just easiest to pull down, but you can pop this free. And what's giving you a little difficulty when you go to do this is it clips into the front of the bike. So we're going to go ahead and just push down. There it goes. So it frees up like so. And I think really just pulling down on this wheel is the best way to go. That'll allow it to swing all the way down and through, which creates that cavity in the back here, which then we can bring this seat down and it'll push the back piece of plastic through as we do this. So I'm just going to apply pressure, boom, pops out. So now that cavity is filled. That seat is all the way reclined. So at this point, if we wanted to, we could put the driver back in. I'm going to say let's not do that. It just kind of adds complication to the whole transformation, but it is an option at this point. We're also going to take our legs at this point and go ahead and extend them. There's also an extension at the ankle. You can go pretty far with it. You really don't need to go all the way out. Further levels of extension are more for dynamic posing than anything. But there you go. Get your foot like that and go ahead and repeat that on the other side. Now this back wheel does rotate and it's got a hole in it that can receive the peg from the legs. So get that rotated around properly and then you can peg both legs into their position. Now you can see in the front there is a magnet that attaches the arms to the chest, and that magnet will probably come disconnected on you. And you want it to be disconnected at this point, and that also will take these teeth at the bottom of the cowls and pop them out of the arms for you. This little piece has popped up. Again, not a bad thing, but what we want to do is focus on the arms. So we're going to go ahead and separate the arms, which again, we're connected via these magnets here. Once we've got them separated, we can come to the front of the vehicle. Now, this is the moment of truth if you've got a red Garland, because one of these metal pieces can very easily snap on you. They have a bad tendency of snapping right around here. Once we've got the arm out, we can go ahead and rotate it out like so. And then we're going to bring the arm around and flip it over to get it into the proper spot. Now, it's a little stiff sometimes, so you want to make sure you've got it just right. And we're going to pivot. So it's a little low right now. We need to pivot this piece right here so it brings it upward. And then there you go. Now you've got your arm in place. Go ahead and repeat on the other side. Your toy looks something like this now, and you want to pull this panel forward if it hasn't fallen forward on you already. And then that is going to allow you to go ahead and bring this torso back. And as you do this, the head should pop through. If your head doesn't pop through, make sure that the head is recessed into the neck as much as it can be. And also check your handlebar position. Sometimes that can kind of hold things up. So let's bring things back, and you can see everything just sort of lines up perfectly to get pressed down. The problem you might encounter if you did that right now is that you wouldn't be able to close this area. So what we're going to do, we're going to move the head so that we can close this front door. So there we go. So now we've got some freedom with that. And now we are going to get the chest so it'll settle in. Now I've got one side not as pressed in as the other here. So let's take this piece and try to get it really sunk in. It's a very stiff piece on my particular toy. Once we have that done, we can get it to sort of settle right into where it needs to be. But as we do that, we're gonna lift up towards the back a little bit and make sure we've got that cowl in the back so that it's not getting blocked by these little triangles that come up on either side. And once that happens, we can push everything down. Now, the thing you're gonna wanna look for is gappiness around the cowl. And if you have that gappiness, let's see if we can move this out of the way a little bit. If you have that gappiness, you just have to see there's a tooth in the front and you have to line it up so you can press it down. And there you go. So now that is fully in position. Everything's nice and tight. And you've brought the chest together. Now you can bring up your shoulders and they should grab with the magnet. If they don't, you don't quite have your shoulders in the right position yet. Like you can see on this side, it's not really tight on the body. So a little wiggle jiggle, make sure that the magnets line up. Your toy should look something like this now. We're just gonna go ahead and lift it up and then bring the legs forward. Now mine has kind of loose toes. I'm gonna bring those back forward again. And if it's not standing fairly even looking for you, then you probably just have your ankles at different levels. So go ahead and recess one or pull one out, however you wanna do it. Now we're gonna work on the shoulders next. You're gonna go ahead and pull this out a little bit, and that lets you see that shoulder mechanism within it. And you're gonna pull up and lock that into the upper position like so. Then we're gonna go ahead and pull down on the arm to get that fully extended. Then we're gonna open up both sides of the arm, the forearm here. We're going to recess that and bring the fist through. And then we're gonna close both doors. Now these might be a little stiff on you like this one is here, but get that closed up and repeat on the other side. And now you are in bot mode. A couple fine tuning things to look at. We do have these kneecaps. They should be in the pulled forward position. You wanna make sure your prongs are relatively symmetrical at the shoulders. There's a little plate that the head slides on. It should be slid forward so you don't see much of the silver. So you can see I can push it back. There's a lot of silver. Push it forward and that conceals that. And that should be it. You are now done with your transformation. Your toy should look like this. Check out anymoon.com for my full review. And as always, thanks for watching.